Warren Buffett stopped learning how to analyze new asset classes in 1972. On purpose. He drew a circle on a piece of paper, called it his circle of competence, and refused to step outside it for the next 50 years. That decision made him $118 billion. You have been told the opposite your entire life. Learn more, stack more skills, stay curious, adapt or die. But the people actually building generational wealth? They're doing something completely different. And nobody talks about it. Here's why this matters to you directly. Right now, you are probably in one of two traps. Either you are consuming so much information that you cannot act on any of it, or you are constantly pivoting to the next hot skill because the last one did not pay off fast enough. Both of those patterns are keeping you broke. And both of them are exactly what the financial media wants you to do. Because confused people buy courses. Restless people chase trends. And neither of those people build real wealth. There is a specific psychological mechanism behind what Buffett did. And it has a name inside certain investment circles. It is called the knowledge cutoff strategy. The idea is brutal in its simplicity. You identify the one domain where your understanding is genuinely deep. Then you stop acquiring surface-level knowledge about everything else. You stop reading every finance newsletter. You stop downloading every productivity app. You stop taking the LinkedIn course on the skill that just became trendy. And you pour everything into the narrow lane where you already have an unfair advantage. Charlie Munger described it this way in a 2007 shareholder meeting. He said the game is not to know everything. The game is to know one or two things better than anyone alive. Think about what that actually means. Munger was not talking about being a generalist who hedges his bets. He was talking about aggressive, intentional ignorance of everything outside his edge. Sam Walton did the same thing. Walton was not a finance genius. He was not a tech visionary. He was obsessed with one thing: the supply chain between a manufacturer and a small-town customer. That was his circle. He knew it so deeply that competitors could not touch him inside it. Walmart became the largest company on earth because one man refused to be distracted by anything outside a single lane. Now here is the part that should genuinely bother you. The advice economy profits when you believe you need more knowledge. Every course creator, every newsletter publisher, every LinkedIn guru is financially incentivized to convince you that you are one skill away from a breakthrough. They need you to feel perpetually behind. Because the moment you feel complete in your knowledge of one thing, you stop buying their next product. The system is not rigged against you because you lack skills. It is rigged against you because it profits from making you believe that. If this is connecting with something you have felt but never heard named clearly, subscribe right now. This channel covers the mechanics behind wealth that financial media glosses over or ignores completely. Now here is the second layer. And this one is harder to hear. The knowledge cutoff strategy is not just about stopping the intake of new information. It is about what you do with the space that creates. Because when Buffett stopped learning new asset classes, he did not sit still. He went 300 feet deeper into the ones he already owned. He read every annual report. He stress-tested every assumption. He refined his models until his understanding of a business was almost inhuman in its detail. This is the part people miss. The cutoff is not retirement. It is redirection. You take the cognitive energy you were spending on breadth and you weaponize it into depth. And depth is where pricing power lives. Deep knowledge is the thing you can charge 10 times more for. It is the thing that makes clients seek you out instead of the other way around. Kobe Bryant talked about this in a way people dismissed as arrogance. He said he watched so much film on every opponent that by the time a game started, he had already played it 4 or 5 times in his head. He was not a versatile player who could do everything. He was the most precise player alive inside a very specific set of moves. That precision was the product. So what do you actually do with this? First, you need to map your current knowledge honestly. Write down every skill you have spent more than 500 hours on. Not what you studied once. Not what you took a weekend course in. The things you have genuinely lived inside. That list is probably shorter than you expect. And somewhere on it is your circle. Second, you audit what you are consuming right now. Every podcast, every course, every newsletter. Ask one question about each one. Does this deepen my edge, or does it expand my surface area? If it expands surface area, cut it. Ruthlessly. Third, you identify the 2 or 3 things inside your circle that you still do not understand at the level of the people making real money from it. Those gaps are your next 6 months of focused work. Not a new skill. Deeper into the skill that already has your fingerprints on it. The counterintuitive truth is that financial freedom does not come from knowing more things than the next person. It comes from knowing one thing more completely than anyone in your market. That completeness becomes leverage, and leverage is the actual engine behind every outsized financial outcome you have ever admired. The wealthiest people you know are not the most well-rounded. They are the most dangerously specific. Now here is what I want you to do before you close this video. In the comments, write down the one skill or domain where you already have more knowledge than 90% of people. Just one, because that comment might be the most financially important thing you write this year. And in the next video, we are going to talk about how to convert that single depth into an income stream that does not require you to learn a single new thing. You do not want to miss that.